Hello, Libras. This is your reading for the week of January 5th, 2026. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or a lot of Venus in your chart, and it will not be for everybody. Libras, what Spirit has been presenting me with for you is the ability or the suggestion that you are in a position right now where you can learn a lot about what has held you back from really feeling deeply, from really being able to be engaged at a deeply feeling level. A lot of Libra that I know that they feel, know that they care, but they're not aware of it, experiencing it within their body. So what they're telling me is that for some of you, it is because of an early sense of abandonment. And that as we have that sense of abandonment come up, what will happen is we will tend to get very perfectionistic about how we are doing things around and for other people, because the fear of abandonment creates a need to externally reference so that we know we're being accepted. Now, this happens at a deep level. It's not just I want to have friends. At a very deep primitive level, being accepted in a social group is also part of your survival. And that's the interesting thing about abandonment. It's not just about being left. It's about being left feeling as though you don't have the skills that you need, either physically, financially, emotionally, in order to take care of yourself and be secure. So the thing about abandonment is it can happen in a lot of ways in childhood, and it can happen even with really loving parents. But when our parents don't see us and understand what our own particular needs are emotionally and physically, then it can leave us feeling unseen and in that way abandoned. Or we might have had parents who had to work a lot and be away from home. And there's that sense of not being able to connect, that sense of them being gone, and the insecurity that can create for a child. So, again, sick parents, parents with addictions, just hardworking people who are gone, or people who were raised at a time when there wasn't the understanding of what emotional intelligence was, about being present for your children, what that meant. My goodness, how many of the parents that we had as a late boomer here, how many of the parents did we have who had come through wars and depressions and just basic survival? These people didn't have time to sit back and analyze their emotions. They were still very much in survival mode. We, however, are now the ones that are getting to put all of that to rest and see beyond it. Why is this relevant? This is relevant for so many things, Libra. If we're protecting ourselves against the fear of abandonment, it can really restrict our ability to feel positive emotions, because abandonment carries with it so many different emotions. Most of them really troubling: fear, anxiety, desperation, lack of worth. It can be it's a cornucopia of painful emotions. So when we have a sense of that, we'll either act out in a way to try to prevent it, which usually leaves us not feeling connected anyway. And there's that sadness that can go along with that. But also, you can't just shut down fearful emotions and not also seriously reduce your ability to feel positive ones. So, excuse me. Now, we want to take this to another level. This is where it's really important for those of you who are working with this as a growth consciousness. When we are truly connected to our high self, when we are truly connected to that understanding, number one, the understanding that we are more than our personality, that we have a higher consciousness that is connected, soul, spirit, sacred unity. When we understand we have that, it's easier to take a chance on leaning into that and let that be our support. When we are living with that awareness, when we can even just begin to start to feel that, what that means is now we are no longer people out there. It's okay. They don't have to love us because we are secure in here. This also means that when we're secure in here, we're a lot less inclined to be people pleasers. We're a lot less inclined to get into codependency issues with people, work, pets. It really allows us to be able to be anchored and solid in a way where we are now able to assess what relationship is going to support my well-being and my well-being as an authentic person who is able to have a full range of emotion and be honest about what I'm feeling, be in touch with what I'm feeling, and to be honest about it. So you're being told here, this is a time, take this seriously. And to really be appreciative if any of these things come up for you around abandonment. Where do you feel you don't have the skills to be socially adept in new situations, where you don't have the ability to perhaps earn the kind of money that you want, where you don't feel as though you have whatever you feel you need in order to be able to be well in the world and well in yourself? Look at those things, because a lot of times we just carry that as a truth about us, when in fact it's only a truth because we haven't chose something different. So what Spirit is really saying here is, go back. If you can look at any of these things in your childhood, and if you could have it be different, what would it be? So I'm going to give you an example from mine. My father was a lovely man in a lot of ways and very insecure in some. And he passed that on to us as children. And I remember it was very often, are you sure they really want you? So you're saying this to an 8-year-old, right? Are you sure they really want you there? Well, you better take your own towel and your own toothpaste. You don't want to interpose. You don't want to get in the way. You want to. So there was that constant fear of social connection because he was afraid of it, because it was so difficult for him, and he passed that along to us. So what that gave me was, for a long time, real sense of social anxiety in terms of new situations. And we moved a lot, so it was challenging, let me tell you. But what we're getting here now is we're getting the opportunity to move beyond whatever those childhood things were. We're getting a chance to look at that and say, yes, I can see how that has challenged this and that. And I can see how it played out in terms of, oh, well, if that's affecting that, my comfort in new social situations, it might also prevent me from applying for new jobs, for example. Or didn't, but it might. It might prevent me from leaving a relationship that maybe isn't great for me, because I'm afraid of being alone, because of that sense of, I need somebody from the outside telling me that I'm really okay in order for me to be confident and comfortable. And as we all know, somebody can say, yeah, you're okay, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you are okay in the way you perceive okay. It's just them, but you're willing to go with that. I think you know what I mean. So Libra, this actually is a really great time. I'm noticing for a lot of readings lately, ideal childhood is coming up, and I'm really shuffling. I'm really being careful. The ideal childhood is where you get to go back and you say, if I had, I'm going to just show it to you because it's a really good exercise. And again, it's coming up a lot, so I think it's really relevant to us at this point in time. Spend no more than 5 minutes and pick 3 things that might be different about you if you'd experienced your concept of an ideal childhood. Now, you might look at your childhood and say, but my childhood was fine. I had this, I had that, I had that. But can you think back to the feeling in your childhood? Did you feel expansive? Did you feel confident? Your parents didn't have to be arguing, fighting, any of those things, or treating you badly in order for you to still be in a situation where you felt insecure. So look at those areas where you felt insecure, and now dream bigger than that. Dreaming is an act of creation. Allow yourself, Libra, to imagine what it might feel like if you had been raised with parents who encouraged you to go out and take classes and meet new people and who were comfortable in the world themselves, right? Can you imagine what it would have been like, what kind of, how you would feel in your world now if you had grown up expecting that you were going to be encouraged to take chances on making mistakes in order to learn something? Maybe you would now step into studying something new or taking a chance on something different. But it's giving you a chance to say, how would I behave differently? How did it feel? How would it feel now to do it differently? And make the choice to act as though. Because when you act as though, this isn't about, fake it till you make it. It's you consciously now making a choice with that old emotion, which is an old energy, and choosing to behave differently, choosing to pull in another energy with which to support you so that you can have a new experience and create this new truth for yourself. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Libra. This feels to me as though Spirit is really saying this is time for you now, Libra, where you can really ground, really get rid of any of that sense of abandonment. And that is so empowering. So, so, so empowering for you, Libra. I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm going to wish you the best for 2026. And remember, dream big. Dream in technicolor, dream affluent in all things. Okay, Libra? Take care.